Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Judge Ruppe. You're all here today for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause only means that it's more likely than not that you committed the crime in which you've been arrested. As you appear before me today, you're considered not guilty of what you've been charged with. That status will remain with you through each stage of these proceedings up until changed by the state attorney's office if they prove the case against you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. In all likelihood, you're arrested on a new charge or warrant. Either way, you were given a bond pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine today whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of pre-trial release that will be imposed upon you. You are entitled to have an attorney represent you at each stage of these proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire one, I will appoint the public defender's office for you this morning. You are entitled to make a phone call to let friends, family, or your counsel know where you are. If you haven't had the opportunity to make that phone call, please let me know. I'll make sure you get that phone call today. Finally, and most importantly, you have the right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do so. These hearings are recorded, and there is an assistant state attorney in this courtroom writing down everything that you say. So anything you say about the facts of your case can and will be held against you in the prosecution of your case down the road. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony before the court with the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Okay, put your hands down as I call your name. Please come forward to the podium. And I do have for the record a victim, an alleged victim in the case of State of Florida versus Samantha Camp and State of Florida versus Christopher Sanabria in the courtroom, just so the record reflects and so that nobody has to interrupt the calendar to let me know. Can Carrie Jean Putemil come forward, please? Can I have your date of birth?
9/12/77.
You are here today for a petty theft. Your bond amount is currently $2,000. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll appoint the public defender's office. I see that you have a pending case in front of Judge Merritt right now that's set for May 17th. So we're going to make sure that this is set on that same date. Do you have the public defender in that case as well?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We're going to keep the bond the same. We'll see you back to court on May 17th, okay?
Thank you.
Megan Lloyd. Can I have your date of birth?
11/28/92.
All right. You were here today for a violation of probation. It looks like it's out of Pasco County. So they want you held until you get over there. They're going to come get you sometime within the next 5 days. If for some reason they don't come get you in the next 5 days and the folks are at the jail, we'll bring you back in front of me and we'll figure out what the holdup is, okay? When you get to Pasco, you can ask for a lawyer and ask for a court date.
Okay, thank you.
Samantha Camp. Can I have your date of birth?
12/27/87.
You're here today for a domestic battery. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
No, ma'am.
You're going to represent yourself or you're going to hire a lawyer?
I will hire an attorney.
Okay. State prior record.
Showing a withhold of possession of cannabis, 2018 out of Sumter. An action was dismissed for no motor vehicle registration in 2017 out of Hillsborough. Also in 2016. Another one of the same charge in 2015. Withhold of adjudication 2015 for, looks like no motor vehicle registration as well. Withhold of violation of prohibited acts on state land in 2011 out of Sumter. Adjudication for battery domestic in nature in 2011 out of Hillsborough. An action was dropped for domestic battery in 2009 out of Hillsborough. And there looks to be a juvenile record of possession of a weapon on a firearm, PTI, in 2003. Single source offender.
Okay, Ms. Camp, I have an address here on Manuel Street in Webster. Is that where you live?
That is correct.
Okay, how long have you lived there?
Since April of last year.
Okay, do you have a job?
Yes, I own my own company.
Okay, what kind of company? What kind of work do you do?
fiber optic placement and underground utility construction.
Okay, very good. And Mr. Bryant, you are here on her behalf? Okay. Are you here because you wanted to address the contact issue?
No, ma'am, I'd like her to go to some home because
Okay, all right. Well, that's not really up to me. I need.
business together.
Okay, did you hear me? That's not up to me. A crime was committed. The state attorney is going to prosecute that crime to the fullest extent that they want to, and that you need to really be speaking to her attorney when she hires one, okay? All right, so I have to order no contact pursuant to Florida statute. I'm going to say that Ms. Camp, you're to have no contact with the victim in your case, Mr. Bryant. Don't have any contact with him whatsoever. Do not call, do not write, do not email, do not have anyone else call him, write him, or email him. If you have any contact with him whatsoever, you could be charged with another crime and held without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I need to hold you until 4 o'clock today, and I'm going to set your bond at $1,000, and we're going to see you back to court on May 24th at 9 o'clock in the morning, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Richard Hicks? Can I have your date of birth?
10/25/1968.
You were here today for a felony battery by strangulation and a domestic battery. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. State.
Showing an adjudication in 2017 for resisting without violence and battery on a person 65 years of age or older out of Citrus. Adjudication for driving while license suspended 2016 out of Citrus. Adjudication for battery 2016 out of Citrus. An action was dropped for burglary with assault or battery in 2016 out of Citrus. Withhold of adjudication, violation of an injunction out of Citrus. Adjudication withheld, driving while license suspended, Hernando 2014. Driving while license suspended 2013, withhold out of Citrus. Adjudication 2001, violation of the Drug Abuse Prevention Act out of Pasco. There's some older drug history for concealing information to obtain prescription, 11 counts out of Marion. Those were withholds. He is a multi-source offender. I show an adjudication for theft of property in 2016 and adjudication for criminal trespass in 2016.
And Mr. Hicks, I have an address here on Ceylon Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
A little over a year.
Do you have a job?
Disabled. Retired military.
Okay, I need to order that you have no contact with Dawn Hicks. Don't have any contact with her whatsoever. Do not call, write, email, or have anyone else call, write, or email her. If you have any contact with her whatsoever, you could be charged with another crime and held without bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $2,500 on each case. Hold you until 4 o'clock today, and we'll see you back to court on June 7th at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay, thank you very much.
Henry Alicia? Mr. Alicia, can I have your date of birth?
1/13/83.
You are here today for a violation of probation. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll appoint the public defender's office. There's no bond on that violation of probation. We're going to hold you no bond until you go back in front of Judge Merritt at 9 o'clock in the morning on June 11th, okay? See you back to court then.
Okay, thank you.
Shane Manson. Can I have your date of birth?
6/8/87.
You were here today for a failure to appear in front of Judge Turner on May 6th for a possession of controlled substance and possession of paraphernalia charge. It was yesterday. Did you appear to court late?
Yes.
What time did you show up?
A couple minutes after you called.
Do you have a job these days?
Yes.
What kind of work do you do?
Paint
Is it your own business?
house.
Your own business?
No,
Somebody else?
no, I work for my father.
Okay. How long have you lived in Hernando County?
All right.
Who's your attorney? You have regional counsel right now?
I think Sultan.
Sultan, okay. Have you ever missed court before?
No.
I'm showing that you missed court in September of 2018. Is that not correct?
That's not correct.
You weren't in the hospital in September of 2018 and missed court?
I was in the hospital, yeah.
So you did miss court in September of 2018?
Yes. I was in there for almost 2 months. 2.5 months.
Okay. All right. I'm showing that you went into the PTI program in January. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that PTI status was revoked in March, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm going to keep them on the same at 4,000 and 2,000. I'm going to see you back to court in front of Judge Toner. Do you have a sooner date than June 7th?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we'll see you back to court in front of Judge Toner on May 24th, okay?
Okay.
And that's going to be at 8:30, right, Jim?
Yes, sir.
Christopher Manuli.
Yeah,
Can I have your date of birth?
6278.
Okay, you were here today for a failure to appear in front of Judge Toner on March 13th for a habitual driving on suspended driver's license, providing false statement to law enforcement, and possession of controlled substance. I found probable cause for your arrest. Did you already have a public defender's office representing you?
I haven't spoken to anyone at court tomorrow.
Okay, you haven't spoken to anyone throughout the whole case?
Not yet, Your Honor.
All right. Do you know if they've been appointed?
I have no idea yet.
Okay.
I went to first appearance on this already and asked for one.
Okay. Then they were probably appointed, but no one has reached out to you yet?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Is that because there was a continued arraignment until tomorrow? Maybe that's why. All right. I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like you were supposed to be at arraignment on March 13th on this case. And then they reset the arraignment for March 8th. So why do I have an FTA habeas?
That's what I was wondering, Your Honor.
Let me figure it out. All right, you do have a public defender, Mr. Houston, representing you.
Mr. Houston?
That's what it says, yes.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
He filed a notice of appearance March 5th, but I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why he was given another arraignment date if he was in court.
I thought it was for a pretrial.
No, it hasn't been set for a pretrial yet. There was a continued arraignment, and usually it's a continued arraignment because the state hasn't figured out what they're going to charge you with yet. But
Have I been formally charged on all charges?
It does not look like they've filed an information yet. And it looks like, how long, when were you arrested on this? Was it April 18th
Yes, Your Honor.
in Pasco County?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
That was
So-
for the, they gave me a failure to appear then, but I was arrested on this charge, in March, I think.
Right, but then you bonded out.
Hmm?
Yes, right? You bonded out
Yes,
on
ma'am.
March 13th, and then you
Mhm.
got, no, they were forfeited on March 13th. You bonded out initially on February 26th.
Yeah,
And
February.
then you had court on March 13th, and they're saying that you didn't appear to court on March 13th, that you failed to appear, and that when they called your name at 9:26 a.m., you were not there. And because of that, they did an FTA capias, but I'm not really sure why we reset the arraignment for tomorrow.
I went to court that day. I was there. They told me I was getting another court date.
Well, it doesn't look like
And they told me.
you signed for your court disposition that day. And it does appear that the state has filed a formal information, and they filed that on the day that you missed court. Okay? So, alright, so I'm not really sure why we have, why you're saying you were in court, and why we have a continued arraignment when we have an FTA capias, but what I can do is I will continue the bond the same, the 8,000, 4,000, 8,000, and I can bring you back to first appearance tomorrow and let everyone take a look at it. Maybe we can get in touch with your public defender and have him here tomorrow so we can have a better understanding of what happened.
All right.
Fair enough? So we'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Bonds are staying for right now. I'll just set the court date for
Thank you.
tomorrow, which is May 8th. As far as I know, yeah. Maybe they can figure it out then. I still can't figure out why it was set for another arraignment date.
8:30 in the morning.
So this would still go on to, he has it tomorrow?
We're gonna set it for 1 o'clock in case we need to clear anything up after his court date tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Michael McDowell?
John,
Can I have your date of birth?
3/21/68.
You were here today for failure to appear in front of Judge Toner on May 6th, which is yesterday, for 2 counts of possession of controlled substance and 1 count of possession of paraphernalia. And
I was in court.
what time did you show up?
I was on the floor. I was on the 4th floor when he called my name. A friend of mine came out and got me, but my wife couldn't breathe. My wife was falling out because she couldn't breathe. So I was tending to my wife at the time, and I got in there right before he called somebody else's name. So they put me in the jury box, and I sat there, and he was going to do mine at the end of the docket, but he was fed up by then, I guess, with everything, and sent me on to the jail.
Judge Toner doesn't get fed up. I don't believe it. Okay, let's see. What time did you show up to court yesterday?
I was there at 8:45. 8:45 is when I showed up. When I was in the courthouse.
What time did court start?
8:30.
Right. Mr. McDowell, do you live on Sorrel Drive in Brooksville?
Yes,
How long have you lived there?
I've lived there almost 2 years. I've lived in Spring Hill for 35 years old.
All right. I'm going to find that there was not a willful failure to appear and that it was de minimis at best, and there is case law on that I can provide to the state if they want it. And I'm going to ROR you. We'll see you back to court on June 7th at 8:30 in the morning. What time are you going to be in court on June 7th?
8:30.
What time do you think you really should be in court on June 7th?
8 o'clock?
Good idea. See you then.
Thank you.
Did you appoint the PD judge yet?
I think it's already.
Oh.
Antoine Robinson.
And don't bring you sickly wife.
Mr. Robinson, can I have your date of birth?
11/20/2000.
Oh, where to start? Let's see. Let's start with the Hernando County stuff. So you have a Hernando County case here for grand theft.
These together.
The bond amount is $4,000. I found probable cause for your arrest.
How did you do that?
Is that an FTA? 'Cause I had court yesterday and he just, I guess, it was FTA and he said something, I don't know, the same situation with everybody else who was late, I guess.
Okay. And then we also have a case out of Pinellas County here for RICO Act violation, grand theft, burglary with structure, and grand theft.
Maybe that's why.
So I found probable cause for those as well. Do you already have the public defender's office on your case in front of Judge Toner?
Regional counsel.
Okay. Can someone explain me, did Judge Toner RCO him yesterday or something? Do you know?
My understanding, I did speak with Assistant State Attorney Yeager. She informed me that the defendant failed to appear, so he issued a capias, but he did also RCO on the charges based on the new charges out of Pinellas. I have a copy of the court order if you want to see it. The clerk was kind enough to print that up if you want me to.
No, I have a copy.
Okay.
Yep.
So
I'm just trying to figure out.
my understanding is that he did the capias and he RCO'd everything at the same time.
Okay. Well, that makes my decision easier. I'm showing that the court dispo was done at 9:17 a.m. Again, there's case law saying it's got to be a willful failure to appear. There has to be a failure to appear not on the day of court, not necessarily to the minute, and it has to be something more than de minimis. So I'm going to ROR him based on the capias, but I guess the RCO would still stand, and then the racketeering, those bonds will remain the same out of Pinellas County. What's going to happen is as soon as you resolve your cases here in Hernando, Pinellas County will come and get you, and you have to go to Pinellas County and figure that all out then, okay?
Yeah, man, but then anyway, like, I don't know my court date. Like, they would have let me know nothing in the court. He just arrested me. I didn't know nothing.
Your court date here is June 7th, but your court date in Pinellas County, you won't get one until you get there.
Yes, ma'am. I think it's gonna be. I don't. Is there any way you could give me a earlier court date, June 7th, or you have no control of that?
I'm
really just trying to get this resolved and
trying
get
to
it out of the way.
get to DOC as fast as you can. All right, so we'll get a court date of 5/24.
All right, thank you so much.
I think that was the date, right, James? 5/24. That's at 8:30. All right, see you then.
All right, thank you.
Christopher Sanabria. Can I have your date of birth?
7/20/1965.
You're here today for a domestic assault. I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Resolve it today. I'd like to do it today if it's possible.
State, do you want to resolve it today? The state doesn't have an offer for you today, and I assume if you want to resolve it today, they'll want a year in jail. So I don't think you want to resolve it today. If you want to represent yourself for right now?
No, I want a year in jail.
Okay. Do you want the public defender's office? Do you want to represent yourself? Or you
I'll
hire?
hire one.
You're going to hire? Okay. State.
Showing a withhold of adjudication for driving with license suspended in 2005. Adjudication withheld for worthless check in 2002 out of Pinellas. 2 cases. I'm showing a single source offender.
Okay. All right, I have an address for you on Maximilian Avenue, Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
That's correct.
How long have you lived there?
Going on 3 years, ma'am.
You have a job?
Actually applied for a position in New York, and I was actually in the process of moving back to New York when this all occurred.
Okay.
So I have a job waiting for me in New York, actually.
All right, well, I'm going to give you a bond, but you have to come back to court on May 24th at 9 o'clock in the morning, okay? You might be able to resolve the case that day. I can't resolve it today because the state is entitled to be able to speak to the victim and any and all witnesses in your case before they even give you an offer and determine what they want as a result of your case, okay? So they're going to do that by May 24th, and you'll have an offer to resolve it on that day. I'll put you in as hiring a lawyer. I'll set your bond at $500. I need to order that you have no contact with the victim in your case. Don't have any contact with her whatsoever. Do not call, do not write, do not email, do not have anyone else call her, write her, or email her. If you have any contact with Dawn whatsoever, you could be charged with another crime and held without bond. Do you understand that?
I do, ma'am. Can I have a question?
Sure.
I was in the middle of loading a trailer for my stuff to move to New York when this occurred.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible we can make arrangements so I can finish loading my stuff so I could not have any type of contact
If
with her?
there's any way that you can make arrangements without having contact with Dawn, then that's how you need to do it.
Well, she's sitting right behind you, ma'am. So maybe she could leave the house for a few hours so I can finish packing.
She has no obligation to do that.
I understand that.
And right now, you're trying to have contact with her in my courtroom, which makes me want to hold you in jail until May 24th. So stop it. See you back to court May 24th.
Thank you.
Michael Amato. Have your date of birth.
2786.
All right, you were here today for a violation of probation. It's based on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt in December of 2018, so I found probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the Public Defender's Office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
Appoint the Public Defender's Office. State. Oh, no, sorry, it's a violation of probation. It's a no bond violation of probation. Judge Merritt wants you held no bond until you get back in front of him. So we're going to keep you no bond until your court date on June 7th. Looks like a toner date. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, Ms. Toner.
Okay. Was Judge Merritt just signing for Judge Toner? That could be it. Okay, so we'll see you back June 7th at 8:30 in the morning. Thomas Hall.
Thank you.
Can I have your date of birth?
May 13th, 1992.
You are here today for a domestic battery. And okay. This is the messy one. Okay, it's a domestic battery on one case. And I believe there's another case by domestic battery by strangulation and false imprisonment.
All right, can I ask a question, ma'am?
No, hold on. Let me do my thing first. Okay. So I found probable cause for a battery on the first case, not a domestic battery. And with regard to the domestic battery by strangulation, I did not find, since I don't find probable cause for domestic battery, I don't think we have a domestic battery by strangulation. I think it would just be a misdemeanor battery, and then the false imprisonment. So what I want to do, because, this has come across my desk a few times when there's the arresting officers believe it's domestic in nature, but either it's not, or they don't put in the probable cause affidavit what I need to find that it's domestic. The definition of domestic and domestic violence in 741.28, subsection 2 and 3, means a family who has resided together either currently or in the past, and that's just not in any of the information that was given to me today. So what I'm going to do is, right now you're being held no bond on these things. I would like to bring you back to first appearance tomorrow to clear up these issues.
Can I ask a question, ma'am?
Sure.
Why am I being held without? I've been in jail for 2 days waiting on to get a bond. I'm trying to figure out why I'm still holding.
You're here because you committed at least 3 crimes: a domestic battery, false imprisonment, and in addition to that, You have a pending case in front of Judge Hitzman in 2018 NM 580 for assault on a law enforcement officer, resisting or obstructing an officer without violence, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct.
I finished all of those on PTI probation. I paid everything off. All I had to do was anger management hours. I just got out of the hospital the other day from being shot, and I just was in front of Judge Hitzman last weekend.
Okay, so we don't have court. We don't have court on June 6th.
I think it was,
Now that's just to go and show my
it
papers.
was a status check.
Okay, hold on. There's several people talking to me at the same time. Do we have court
Sorry?
on June 6th in front of Judge Hitzman?
Yes,
Okay.
It's just to show my papers from
status check.
Okay.
Western tradition.
Right. So it's a pending case.
Is it?
He has to enroll
Yes,
back
ma'am.
in the anger management.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to recommit you on that case until we resolve it. So 2018 MM 580, you're going to be recommitted on these cases that are here before me today at first appearance. I am only finding probable cause for a misdemeanor battery on one case and a misdemeanor battery and a false imprisonment on the other case. And I'm returning it tomorrow at 1 o'clock for first appearance for more information about whether it's domestic, so I know whether to apply the domestic statutes to your case. So
Okay, so when I came in, those charges came after I came to jail and signed papers? I know I came in for domestic. I don't know where all these other charges come from.
Okay. Well, do you want the public defender to represent you?
Yes, ma'am, but I have a bond tomorrow or not?
No. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you can talk to them about it. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
I know he was shot. He pulled his pants down. No question about that.
Noel Figueroa. Can I have your date of birth?
2/22/78, ma'am.
You're here today for two cases where you have a writ of bodily attachment for failure to pay your child support. And then you have one misdemeanor case here for failing to elude law enforcement, knowingly driving while your license is suspended or revoked, and resisting an officer without violence. I did find probable cause for your arrest on each of those. Do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
Want the public defender's office? Do you have the public defender's office representing you in your pending case in front of Judge Merritt?
No, I have a lawyer. I have myself.
Okay. Does your lawyer know about these new charges?
I'm pretty sure not. I'm probably will.
All right. Have you been able to make your phone call yet?
No, ma'am, because I got here late this morning, so I was about to use it for
Okay.
this afternoon.
All right. Well, make sure you get that phone call to contact your attorney, okay? In the meantime, for these new cases, I'm going to keep the bonds the same at $5,000, $2,000, $1,000. We're going to see you back to court in front of Judge Merritt on May 17th at 9 a.m. That's when your other case is set. And for your other case, the 2018 CF2260, there's probable cause to believe that you committed another crime while you're out on bond. So we're going to hold you in custody, recommit you in that case until you resolve your cases, okay? So just make sure your attorney knows what's going on. With regards to the child support payment issue, the bond amount on one case is $677. Each case, it looks like it's $677. All right. So what I'm going to do is, do you have any way to pay the bonds on these? The purge amounts?
Not-
$677.
Not the whole 677.
All right. How much can you come up with?
300.
300 for each case?
Right. No, 300 altogether.
Okay.
The
150.
two sets of the same kids are from the same mom.
Okay. Are you working?
Part-time with a friend moving. He has a moving company.
All right. So it's all under the table. You don't have any documents, right?
Right.
And how much money you make doing that?
About $100 a day.
How long have you been doing that for?
now since I've been back.
All right. Is your current address on Mariner Boulevard?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What I'm going to do, because I'm holding you without bond on the criminal cases, I'm going to put in here that you don't have the availability to pay the purge on these cases, but you do need to work something out with the Department of Revenue and Child Support Enforcement when you get out, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Carlos Ramos Moreno.
Morning, Jen.
Morning, can I have your date of birth?
Sorry?
When were you born? Can you hear me? What's your date of birth?
Date of birth, July 24th, 1959. Daniel, if I may? I had a civil alcohol and a breathalyzer test.
Okay.
Okay, and the state cannot prove that I was under any type of medication at the time that they stopped me. Because these medications last 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
Like it took it 4 days to go.
Okay.
And if it show up today.
Hey, Carlos, you mind if we try something? I'm going to ask you some questions, okay? Can you hear me okay?
I don't even care.
Okay, just answer my questions and we're going to be cool. Do you live on Layton Ave in Spring Hill?
I'm sorry?
Do you live on Layton Ave in Spring Hill?
I'm Lincoln, yes.
How long have you lived there?
I've been there for 3 years.
Okay. Do you have a job?
I'm disabled.
Okay. All right, you are here for possession of controlled substance and driving under the influence. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want me to appoint an attorney to represent you?
What is the bond that you're going to give me for this?
I don't know yet. Do you want a lawyer?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm going to appoint a lawyer for you, okay? State.
Show an adjudication for false information to a pawnbroker and dealing in stolen property in 2015 out of Osceola. Adjudication for grand theft 3rd degree 2014 out of Orange County. Adjudication for burglary of a dwelling and theft in 2013 Orange County. Adjudication for drug paraphernalia 2009 Orange County. Adjudication for petty theft 2 priors 2009 out of Orange County.
Hey, Sheriff, these got me on my own reconnaissance.
So right now, what we're doing is the state attorney is telling me about your prior criminal record. I'm going to listen to that first, and then I'm going to make a determination as to what your bond's going to be, okay? All right, so let her finish.
An action was null pros in 2007 for petty theft out of Orange County. Adjudication for possession of controlled substance 2007 out of Orange County. Adjudication for petty theft 2007 out of Orange County. Attaching a tag, no disposition out of Orange County. Petty theft adjudication 2006 Orange County. Reckless driving 2006 out of Orange County. I'm not showing a disposition. Driving with license suspended 2006 out of Orange County. No disposition. No motor vehicle registration 2006. No disposition. Unlawful use of temporary tag 2006. No disposition out of Orange County. Violation of probation adjudication in 2006. Resisting an officer without violence in 2006. Adjudication out of Osceola. Adjudication for drug paraphernalia 2005 out of Osceola. A battery in 2005 out of Osceola, no disposition. Possession of cocaine in 2005, adjudication out of Osceola. Action was null pros. It goes back to the 90s.
It's okay. We're boring him, and he's not really interested in anything else. So we're going to set the bonds at $4,000, $2,000. See you back to court on June 7th. Did we get everyone at the jail? Or now he's interested?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.